I think at this phase in my life, I have been waiting for a film like this for a good long time. This is the definition of a cynical adult comedy, that the kind of which that I remember hearing about growing up, from the 90s, from the early noughties, but was somewhat overwhelmed by more silly comedies, more when people think adult, they think of things more like the American Pie franchise, whereas this is the definition of adult in the perspective of this is about being middle-aged, dealing with relatable issues that, even though I can't entirely identify with the characters from a what they're doing and their choices, I entirely identify from where they are coming from and how they get to this terrible place that they're at. Because it's so funny and true and slightly awful and plays to a kind of awfulness that probably sits within the hearts of what I like to think of as most people, but I don't know, maybe jaded, cynical people like me. But yes, The Roses is funny and bitter and mean, but also speaks to modern love in a way that I think is uncomfortable, because when you look at the relationship between Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Colman's characters, the way that you see these two people come together, kind of mean-spirited people coming out of situations, both professional and romantic, that they want to extricate themselves from, but then building a life together and almost building a temple of disappointment and midlife crisis, both in the literal sense of it, from Benedict Cumberbatch's architect, but also from a very metaphorical standpoint in both their cases. And the fact that you see this flip-flop between power dynamics, between the success of one leads to the jadedness of the other, the raising of children, and the fact that we see their different parental styles bash against each other. And it is just so funny and insightful, and it has the comedic culminations that you would expect in terms of big set pieces that are awkward and embarrassing, but also somewhat climactic, relating to things like massive storms. And then you just have this great ensemble. You have characters like a couple who are played by Andy Samberg and Kate McKinnon. You have Ncuti Gatwa's character, who all just bring together this witty, dry, but also quite sharp film that, I don't know, it's I am knocked over by how much I enjoyed this, and this might be my comedy of the year. But yeah, it's brilliant, and I'm really glad they finally remade this film, and hopefully we see others like this, even if it does slightly lean towards a schadenfreude that I probably shouldn't be indulging too much in.